This lighting's gonna look really weird. It's very quiet in here now. I don't know if in the last video I had that thing there. There's always been a thing in the corner for the dust. The last one was really loud. This one's not, so it's too quiet in here sometimes. But oh well. I haven't posted in like a while. That was like a whole month ago. And usually I have like another thing to just rant about like every week. Like something that was horrible has just happened. I feel terrible. Like things just weren't good. And then this one had like a really long pause, and I'm pretty sure I made some sort of community post saying like things are happening or things are getting better. I don't remember what I said. I didn't check. And I was gonna maybe record something about it. But honestly, other than time, just like things getting in the way, I feel like I've been avoiding this topic. Like, I don't really want to go back on it because I've actually been feeling a lot better recently. I'm probably not going to post on this channel for a while. I don't really know what to do with it anymore because, like, it just got turned into a bunch of venting, and it feel weird to just pause and then come back to just doing that. Like, it's weird to have a whole channel just for that. I don't know what I want this channel for, but now that it's summer, things are different, you know? I won't be stressed out with like school and other stuff like that. So I'll probably post elsewhere about more positive things, I think. I've been feeling a lot better recently. I think that with having that psychotic episode a month ago around actual people kind of made it so that it couldn't happen again. At least that one. That's right on. Like it wouldn't work. I'm stuck being sane now because like I just can't be convinced that the world is fake anymore. I haven't seen things in a while. I haven't heard things in a while. Generally, my psychosis hasn't been that bad. And now that things are calming down, I've been able to like get over even negative symptoms like I'm more conscious on like hygiene and stuff like that. I have more energy and motivation to do things. It's like I'm feeling better now. I don't know if I said it in a lot of these videos, but something I would tell people when I was like my friends are like, "Oh, if you've got any problems, please tell me," and I would vent to them. As much as I still say in these videos, like, "Oh, I got no one to talk to," I still try to latch onto someone. I need to say something. I would always say like, "Oh, I feel loveless. Not only are my friends gonna forget me in the future, I'm just gonna die alone. I'm single forever. No one will love me the way I love people." Which was never really true because people have liked me before, so I don't know why I was crying about that, but I'm in a relationship now. That's so, so that's one thing definitely not a problem anymore. Psychosis is gone. My mental health has been quite better recently. Like I've been feeling good about things a whole lot. So that's kind of why I didn't want to talk about the past month because like I don't want to spark it up again. I experienced like my birthday passed some weeks ago, many weeks ago. And I don't usually like celebrating it. I don't really enjoy it. But as I was it was a general one. Like it's fairly common on my birthdays for my family to like bring me to Jungle Rapids and just do stuff there. And as I was there, I just kind of forgot that's what we were celebrating. I was just there. I was just having fun. It was a good day, honestly. For the first time in like a while. I don't usually like celebrating my birthday. But had to do the classic retaliation thing, just like I did on the Christmas right before. I put on it wasn't really goth face paint. I don't know if I talked about it. I did that on Christmas as well. I tried putting like whole it was like corpse makeup I put on this time, just for like some shock value because I knew my mother was gonna keep recording me. But it was fun. It was a good day, so it didn't really matter. I liked having it on. It's face paint is so fun to me. I don't know why. I love it. I'm gonna keep doing it, but I ended up like I accidentally fell asleep a bit too early in my bed. Like not even on the. I actually sleep on that side. I don't know why. I just do it, and I also find I have a lot less problems over there. Last time I slept over there, I had a fever dream, and it was horrible. And the moment I moved to the other side, it went away. I don't know. It's more comfortable on that side. But yeah, I accidentally slumped over on this side, fell asleep, woke up at 2 a.m. with face paint smudged all over my, just everywhere. I have a picture of it. Like, this is like really impressive what I was able to do. I actually really enjoyed it, but then I went to sleep, and this is me directly after waking up. It's not as good enough quality on camera showing it like that, but really messy. And after I tried my best to like really quietly wash it off in the bathroom and then go to sleep, I almost cried while sleeping just because it felt so shameful. I'm pretty sure my father doesn't know when my birthday is because he didn't give me a gift on that day. He never commented on my birthday because the day directly before we went shopping for my mother's birthday, which is the day after mine, and he literally asked me when hers was. Is it this day or this other day? The day directly before mine. So he doesn't even know hers. He just has like a general range. Where do you fit mine into that, you know? So I don't think he realized it until the day actually happened. And that's why he had to like buy one the day, like probably at the end of the day to give it to me the day after. It was a jacket. Well, you can't see it because there's other jackets on the wall, but I haven't seen them since then. Just, like he's still here, just like scheduling stuff. I wake up later, he does stuff earlier, and then he's just gone the whole day. I don't talk to him. So that's interesting. But yeah, I just screenshot a lot of messages of what I was telling people, telling my friends after that last psychotic episode. And it ends when I stop telling people. Like the last one is on May 26th. Not too long ago, but it feels very long ago. Like, it starts with me describing to my friends the whole psychotic episode that was happening and how it ended and that sort of stuff. And then how for like the next few days afterwards I kept seeing bats everywhere. That's a weird thing. I've started having a fascination with bats because of it. I keep seeing bats fly around me whenever I get really stressed out. Not really when I get stressed out, it's usually if I got stressed out, they show up afterwards. Like if I like maybe I stop being stressed out, I'll keep seeing them. I haven't seen them in a while. But it would happen. So it was happening for like maybe a week afterwards. I don't really remember a lot of these things that were because I looked through these screenshots before recording this. I don't remember what I'm talking about in a lot of these, like random day, like hmm? No, this is the wrong message for that. Yeah, I just started getting very paranoid for the next few days afterwards, though, is what I noticed. I told like 3 people what was happening on the day. I had another dream about my dog. I don't know if I talked about him in these videos, but a while ago, like in August, like practically the worst month of my life last year, when all this started happening, it's like I got really, my anxiety was terrible, my stress was terrible, my psychosis first started developing by that point. That's when prescription abuse started to happen in Zoe Farm. That was a really bad time for me. Glad I got over those. But at some point in that month, my dog was also sent away. My mother just kind of sent him to the pound while I was away and never told me. So it took me a few days to notice. And it really got to me. I never really got over it. I still haven't, really. He's a Chihuahua. I did research a bit before, sometime before that happened, because like I know dogs, like other animals, don't live as long as humans. So I knew I was gonna outlive him. I was gonna watch it happen, and that always upset me thinking about that. But my dog is 2 years younger than me. I'm 16 now. He's 14, and Chihuahuas typically live a total of 15 years. Like, I think 15 is the maximum. So he's dying sometime between this year and next year, just of old age. He's pretty healthy, so I think it would probably be old age rather than something else. And so I kept getting really upset about that. I kept having dreams about him. I would hear him walking around, his like long nails clicking on the wood floor around me. I would ignore it because I would think I'm just hearing things. That's not it, because he's gone. And then he's there. I see him. And occasionally I'll have dreams where there's just some other animal, maybe like a dog, but it goes up to me. It's like really friendly, really energetic, and it's acting just like my dog. And it feels like the same presence as my dog. And when I wake up, that's what I think about the whole time. I think of my dog after remembering that dream. Apparently, this one screenshot in particular, um, it took a big toll on me at some point when I had a dream like that. And I just started thinking about everything wrong. I'm a very jealous person. That's what I found out when I started venting to people. I just want a better life, but it's like the more I talk about these things, the more I realize, like, I'm very. It might not always show in a lot of these videos, but if you leave me alone to just like really try to like if I'm typing something, I'm writing something out, or maybe I need to explain something, like argue something, explain or describe something. I get really good with words, and I'm very good at convincing people about things. So I feel like when I just try to describe these things to people, I just get so good at describing it because I think about it all day that I describe it so vividly, it's depressing. And yet, when I really think about it, compared to what other people have told me in the past, it's still bad, but it's not the worst. As much as other people have told me, I have it much worse than they have. It's really not like that always. feel like I just get so much in my head. I make it out way worse than it really is, even if it's like horrible. Yeah, I don't think I talked about any of these things I talked about in these messages because these were a few days after. Pretty sure I talked about the episode the same day it happened, so probably not. I feel like I may have. Wait, these are all on the same. These were all on the same day, so I might have, but I don't know. Oh wait, no. 9th April 29th. Oh wait, I think they did the episode happen in April? I didn't think it did. But yeah, this one screenshot reminded me of something. There's one friend of mine that's like 2 years older than me. She's always been older than me. I start out in high school. She's already an upperclassman, a junior. Now she's a senior. She's just graduated. Really sad, because like that was one of my closest friends through high school, and I always viewed her as like a mother figure. I guess just because whenever we actually did hang out, we could. I talked about a lot of stuff, and I felt like more of a sense of guidance and support towards her, while also being able to just like talk about what's going on sometimes and actually feel heard. So a lot of times I would talk about family stuff and be heard for it. So so that's why I always felt close to this person. Like I could just say this person's like a sister to me. We're that close. No, this person feels like a full on mother figure to me just because of that. And this is pretty much talking about because I remember I've talked about this before. My actual mother has once told me that she thinks I could be like a druggie, pothead, whatever I might be. Like she thinks that I might actually be doing that, and she would have no way of proving that I do or don't. And some of it might even just be with the type of people I'm around, the places that I go. I don't know what that was. I feel like my voice sounds weird right now. Like this is 10 years in the future. I'm feeling so much better since that last video. Here's a recap. But yeah, my father also directly told me that he thinks I'm down that sort of slope, that slippery slope. He thinks I might go down that path. And if he ever finds out that I do drugs, he will just immediately disown me. I'm not gonna do them. I don't think I ever will. That's just it would not go well for me, knowing what's happened in the past. And just the type of people I'm around. Like most of them don't do that bad of stuff, but some of them do, and I've seen what happens from it, or I've heard things, and it's not good. So I'm not gonna fall down that path. Look at my half brother. Look what happened to him. He's in jail now for it. Yeah, apparently a lot of the time my family will just see me as like some sort of freeloader or juvenile. You've heard it all before. I've talked about this before. My mother's called me like a satanic cultist. I probably talked about it in the last video. Maybe. I don't know. She's told me that before, and I haven't even fully told her about what I. See, I also vividly remember having a conversation with that friend I was talking about, who I view as a mother figure. We were talking about like what we believed in, like spiritually or religiously. We don't believe in the same things. I'm a pagan. She's Jewish. And we fully respected what the other one was talking about. But without even going in depth about that stuff, just having symbols around. My mother has called me like a Satanist before. It doesn't seem like there's a camera in here. I always forget to check, but I still haven't. I did tell my friends some time ago. I don't remember when exactly, that I really miss my dog. I really don't want him dying in like a place he can't call home, stuck in a cage in a pound, just away from me. I want to see him one last time before he passes. And they said they would try to help me search for him just to see him one more time in like some sort of pounds nearby. And we haven't done it yet. They've talked about it and then they stopped talking about it. It hasn't happened. I hope it happens soon. At some point in like, so it happened on, seemingly the episode happened on April 29th. Is that it? I could just look at the video and see when it actually happened. It said under it a month ago, but I didn't check. I'm not on that account on my phone. Never mind. But May 11th apparently is when I sent this one, where I thought about the episode again. Because I remember I told one of my friends about that type of episode before this one, because it's a very common sort of delusion I have. Told them about it and said, if it ever happens again, I might actually just, I hate describing like the actual words with it, but felt like it might actually happen. And by that point, for some reason, I didn't expect it to happen again as easily, but it did, as we know. And I just forgot about that. Granted, I was like nearly about to just skip a bunch of classes and like do something wrong so that the SROs were like required to escort me. I was thinking about doing it. Didn't end up doing it. But I never thought about dying. Even though theoretically I could. And by that day, I was thinking, I was like seeing very vividly how it would have happened, because when I get stressed out, I see these scenarios so vividly that it stops feeling like I'm imagining it and more like it's being projected into my head, like a prophecy. Like it's gonna happen, even though, like, I always get that feeling like when I see that, it's gonna happen. It's showing me it's going to happen soon. Even though this one was the only one in the past. And yet, every single time, none of them have ever come true. I've just been stressed. That's all it was. Nothing bad ever happened. But theoretically, at school, that doesn't stop me. I could go into oncoming traffic. There's cars all the time. There's a lot of restrictions on what happens when we go outside, just because some guy tried skipping and going to McDonald's and got hit by a car. He survived. But now there's rules in place to stop people from doing that. Even though obviously, well, it's not really that they made rules, they just started enforcing their skipping rules more after that. But I thought, like, either I die from that, or I survive and I get sent in a wheelchair to a psych ward. And I kept thinking for a while, if I stay around for too long, I'm either going to hurt myself or someone else. If I hurt, if like something really bad happens to me, it could be an accident, it could be consciously, or it could be in psychosis. And so I started wondering, should I be in a psych ward? Should I go to one? Is that, do I deserve to be there? Because I genuinely felt like I could be a danger. And so at some point last month, May, I I did call the 988 hotline, and I told them about it, that like, because it's not specifically just for suicide, it's about like all mental problems. I thought might as well call them. And I told them like I might, like, really bad mental health, bad psychosis, I might send myself to a psych ward. I just needed to know how that sounds. I needed to have another opinion, talk it through. I hated the conversation so much that I didn't want to call didn't want to call anyone at all, not even the psych ward. It was a horrible conversation. I did not like it. I got nothing out of it. I find that a lot with mental health people. That's why I recently started thinking, like, if any career I want doesn't work out, like all the entertainment things, like being an actor, be in a band, if it doesn't work out, my backup would probably be to be a psychiatrist for like teenagers. That way, I don't gotta. No one else has to go through what I went through. No kid develops psychosis at 15 and becomes schizophrenic from it because they no longer want to see a shrink. I don't want that happening to anyone. I don't want that happening to me. Though who knows? Because again, not seeing a shrink anymore. Probably won't ever again. And for a while, I kept hearing like sounds of a phone, like a phone buzzing from a notification, recording sound effects, like in a camera or like a voice memos thing, like a phone ringing. I kept hearing that somewhere around my bed, and it was really weird. It freaked me out constantly, like there was a phone just hidden somewhere, being used at all times. If that were the case, how would it be recording without a person deliberately pressing the button? Because I check under my bed all the time. No one's under there. No one hides there. How would it be doing that? I don't know. I don't know what was going on with that though, because I don't get auditory hallucinations. Like, hardly ever. They're very rare, and they're never that vivid. So it made no sense to me. And I still don't know entirely how to think about it. It's this one, May 12th, the very last day. Apparently, later that day, I sobbed thinking about my dog. It says in the caption below. It's the only one that's captioned. The other ones only say what day it was and who I sent it to. But apparently, I felt really bad about things and was like crying on the bathroom floor thinking about my dog with like words repeating in my head saying it's your fault constantly. It was not my fault. I couldn't have done anything to prevent it, really, getting sent anywhere, and I couldn't stop it. But felt like I was having an emotional breakdown down there. And throughout the day, I was thinking, like, what if everything's fake? How much that I actually see is completely fake in psychosis? What if everything's fake? What if just some of the people I see are fake, but I would have no way of knowing because they're so ordinary that I'm not gonna check? And so, don't interact with them. No one else is gonna interact with a fake person. How would I know? And I started thinking, what if everything's fake and I'm fake and I'm part of someone else's imagination or something? I don't know why that freaked me out so much. Every time I'm always given the thought of like, what if everything's a simulation? Or like, what if I'm someone else's imagination? I feel too real for that. Like, the delusion that everything was fabricated and scripted makes more sense. But the idea that I'm in a simulation or that I'm someone else's imagination doesn't make sense to me. I like I can't be convinced that that's the case at all. Okay. And all these reach outs are just things I've already commented about. But yeah, really bad stuff. And after a while, I decided, like, I've been telling my friends something almost every single day. I'm gonna stop. It's getting repetitive. I'm talking too much. It's just, so I was gonna stop until I really needed to say something, or maybe I would get better by then and not need to say anything. And that is what ended up happening. I I got better. Psychosis started to get lower. My mental health was way better, and I feel all right now. Nothing bad has happened. I feel like it was a pretty good start to the summer, to the point where the first actual day of summer, just being at home doing nothing, almost cried of boredom, but I didn't because I'm not sad, so my body wouldn't let me. I just felt bored because I wasn't doing anything. Summer isn't as fun as people make it out to be, unless you actually do things for it. But for every day during the last week of school, I did show up just because I felt like it, and people were there. It wasn't a bad decision. I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's what I did for like the very last day. And then school ends. What day was that on? Um the 5th. Yeah. And then after that, it didn't feel like there was anything changing. There were still people. The day right after, the weekend starts, grocery shopping. I'm going into the world instead of just staying at home all day. And then the day right after, I went to my significant other's birthday party with a bunch of friends. Really fun. It wasn't until the day right after that it's actually summer. I'm at home alone, doing nothing. Nothing's happening. Now it's boring. But it's but at least I'm not stressed about anything. At least there's no anxiety. I don't feel bad about anything. It's boredom without being paired with sadness. And I can live with that. I'm fine. Because it's not going to be like this every single day, of course. I'll hang out with people throughout the summer, but occasionally there'll just be a day of absolutely nothing. But at least my mental health's better than before, so. This might be the very last video I post, or maybe I just record some random thing that's going on, just because I feel like putting something. Because I always said I was going to put some more wholesome or just neutral thing in between the vents, and I never ended up doing it because I couldn't think of anything. Maybe I will a few more times, and then this account will go dormant. Maybe sometime in the future, if I really never end up using this channel, I'll private it, but not immediately. My mouth feels very dry. I don't know if you guys could hear it smacking the whole time. But yeah, things are better now. I cleaned my desk, or not really clean. I just moved things around it. I organized it, so now it's not cluttered. Because I've just been like throwing stuff onto the table when I don't know where to put it, and then never ended up moving anywhere else because I didn't have time to. So I moved everything around, and it's way cleaner. It's so much nicer now. Got 2 papers in that little slot there, though, but looks quite nice. It's quite spacious now. I even put my little easel thing up underneath. It's quite nice. Also, I've probably talked about these. This is my 3rd centering object, and I accidentally forgot to bring it with me for the last few days of school. That one's made specifically for psychosis. And that's why I realized I don't need it anymore. I don't need any centering object, which probably for the best. Anytime someone saw it, they thought it was like a creepy voodoo doll. So Maybe it's for the best. I don't know, I was censoring objects. But it felt good not needing it anymore, you know? Even though I didn't very often use it. I only used it when I was stressed, not when some real psychosis was happening. Because when something like that happened, I got distracted. If a delusion happened, I wasn't gonna use that. I wasn't gonna think about it, and it wasn't gonna do anything. If I was seeing something, I was gonna freeze up in front of it and just watch it. That's what usually happens. I freeze up whenever I see something. But don't need it anymore. Things feel good now. I hope I don't jinx it like has happened a few times in the past. I feel good about things, and I want to keep feeling good about things. I'm glad for that. But yeah, things are nice now. So that's that. This could possibly be like a channel finale or something. I don't know.